Hello everyone and welcome back to Lego New York. Today we're going to do something really different because normally I focus on the city, but I decided to do a room tour of my entire Lego collection, which is way more extensive than just the city. So I figured this is a great opportunity to start the year, just show you guys, everything in my collection, which is not just Lego New York, and then just resume building the city, I guess. So I can go over the city real quick for those who are new to the channel. I am trying to build Lego New York. It's quite a few tables large now. Some of the iconic buildings like Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building are here. And there is a lot of work in progress. For those who are following the construction of the city, here is a lot of new bricks for a new skyscraper. It's going to be at the south end of Manhattan. So I mean, just take some guesses, but I'm figuring you can sort of guess which building that's going to be. But let's start with the rest of the room because we are in a basement. I live in Sweden, and the basement was the room where I had the most space to actually fill with all of my Lego. I used cabinets on nearly every wall, but I'm going to start with what is basically my workplace and building station. So I have these containers. I absolutely love these. They are imported from the Netherlands. I get them from my mom, actually. Absolutely really nice. And I use them to sort most of my bricks. They're sorted by color and by type. It kind of depends on, the amount of space I have and how many bricks of a certain type I have. So there's not an actual system, but generally it's like this one is just other. So everything that's not regular. Here's slopes. We have normal plates, wedge and round plates. There's like thick bricks, thin bricks, modified plates, larger modified plates. So there is sort of a system, but it kind of depends. Not every color has exactly the same amount of bricks and amount of space. So I try to do this. In fact, not everything fits on the table. It's so heavy, in fact, that the table is kind of bending through. And I had to add a fifth leg under the table to prevent the table from sagging. But I have more of these underneath some of the other tables as well. That kind of helped me keep track of my bricks. However, I also have this larger bin with just regular parts, and those are all like minifigure parts. I don't have space to sort these into these boxes, so sometimes I just have to figure out what I have from these organized ones, and then look here for if I can find anything else that I'm missing, and then see, if I can complete whatever I want to build. Since we're in the basement, I have a heater because it's pretty cold in here, but it kind of hides my Lego library. So here are some of my books. They are partly Swedish, partly English, and those hold most of my larger instruction manuals. And there is some more parts over here, some random stuff. So here is the cards from Lego House and some other stuff, some more books, and some of my pirate ships that are still waiting to be completed. Moving on to the right, this is a Captain America shield from Bricker Builds. I'm really happy with it. Since I'm holding the camera, it's very hard to pick it up, but on the back there's actually some straps so you can hold on to it like an actual shield. It is life-size, so it's really big, and it's, in my opinion, a way better shield than the one that Lego made itself. So check out Bricker Builds if you wanted to make this. The same for the Batarang. It's also their design. I just built it, but yeah, just some amazing custom stuff. This Billy bookcase is a total mess. It's a lot of rest builds from my old Lego city. So there is like a train station over here. There's a beach part with the beach house, some like regular houses from the streets. But yeah, I still have to clean this up. Until then, my son kind of uses it as a, place to store his temporary builds and just play with the houses whenever he likes. Here is some older ninja sets. Those are actually the ones I played with as a kid. I have some older castle sets as well, some of the really iconic ones. But actually, a lot of my Lego is in a different location as well, the stuff that I stored. So I only have a part of my collection on display, but it's still a very large part. Next up is this UCS Millennium Falcon, which was bought the day it came out. I'm really happy that I did. Still the biggest thing I built to this day. There is a rumor that there is an 8,000 piece Minas Tirith Lord of the Rings set coming out. That will be the biggest thing after this one then. But until then, this is the biggest thing I have. And some other Star Wars sets. Star Wars was actually the theme that got me back into Lego. So I started with some sets and then bought more and more, and eventually it evolved into the collection I have today. Two of the Falcons. This is a sticker that I made myself for, so it's a UCS sticker, but it's for the playset. The Ghost, which I'm really happy I got, and this is a Yavin 4 hangar mock that I made years ago by now. Then I need to go around Lego New York, which is quite large, and we get to some of the other cabinets, which in this case mostly hold Star Wars stuff. There is some unique stuff. So here is a UCS custom Geonosian starfighter, and here is Darth Malgus' ship, which is a really cool set. Then we have some of the Imperial and First Order stuff over here. These are actually droid carriers that I designed myself. I sell my designs on Rebrickable, and believe it or not, but they generally get stolen within a month or two by Chinese manufacturers, and then they manufacture my designs from fake Lego bricks and sell them on, you know, AliExpress or other websites, which is kind of a pity because I do not get any compensation for it, but I guess that's how the world works nowadays. This is a mock. I forgot the designer, but you can find the instructions on Rebrickable. I bought the instructions for a conference room in the Death Star. It looks really nice. One of the better mocks that I own. And some more First Order and Imperial stuff. Moving on to the back, we get some more Star Wars stuff, but also some custom things like this Jedi Temple. It can actually open up, and there's sort of an interior like the Jedi Council. This was really expensive to build. These corner pieces were, I think, like $7 each, and I needed like 6 or 9 or 8 of them. I don't remember, but a lot. So that was quite expensive. Here's a custom Venator, so it's sort of UCS sized. It's quite vulnerable, unfortunately. So this wing is sagging a bit. I have to fix it, but it's rather difficult. Here's another of my own designs, which is the droid landing ship from episode 1. It was like my favorite Star Wars ship ever. I built it. If you want, you can find instructions on Rebrickable. I designed by the name Empire Bricks, which is now Klospalazet, but you can still find the design if you want to. And some more Star Wars stuff. So this entire shelf is filled with the stuff basically that got me back into Lego. Including some more mocks. So this is Galen Erso's house from Rogue One. I built it like a small house, which you can actually fit stuff inside. So it has an actual interior, even though it's really low. But that's because I heightened the entire thing by 1 brick, allowing a little bit of depth. This is a custom design as well, not mine. I do not know who designed it. I found the instructions online on a forum at a certain point, and it's absolutely amazing. You can like hide stuff. This is obviously from the Force Awakens movie with Rey. So there is a secret area over there, and you can actually, it's hard to do with one hand, but you can click this part of the landscape off, open the door, and look inside, and this is the place that Rey uses as a home in the movies. More Star Wars stuff, and then we get to another one of my favorite themes, which is architecture. And this is actually one of the things that I'm pretty good at designing. I do a lot of buildings, just like the Lego City here. So like Wall Street is my own design, that apartment building is, the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, Oscorp Tower. So I like to design buildings. I get commissioned to do a few, and I like custom stuff. So yes, I have 2 Wall Streets. They are my own design, but one has a building attached to it. and this is more like the display Lego architecture version. This absolutely unique piece is the Opera Hotel in Paris. This was sold as a custom set in the hotel, and I tracked someone down who then scanned the instructions for me, so I was able to also build this. And then we have some other stuff like the Himeji Castle, US Capitol, some custom things. So this is a cathedral in England, which you could also buy at the cathedral, a custom design of the, I always forget the name, but the huge church in, I think, Barcelona, which they are building. Obviously the New York postcard, and this was a gift to Lego employees, and it's supposed to be the house that the founder of Lego was born in. And again, I found the instructions, found someone who was able to scan them for me and then build this custom piece. Moving on to another one of my favorites, maybe the favorite theme, is Lord of the Rings. And unfortunately, I got back into Lego in 2016, which was like 2 years, I think, after all these sets were available. So this is a very, very expensive collection by now. And it was very hard to track some of these sets down. Some of them are double, and I've been very lucky with a friend of mine who is willing to trade some of my Star Wars stuff for some of his Lord of the Rings stuff. So some of it was bought, some of it I traded with him. But it's absolutely my favorite theme, my favorite movies of all time. And most of these you can recognize, I think. I have some of the better ones. So this is the Smeagol and Deagle set that I got with the Shire set. I unfortunately was a little bit too late with ordering Rivendell, so I don't have this the Fell Beast gift with purchase. I do have this amazing Oliphant, which is a custom piece, which is you can also find in Rubricable. I think it's one of the best mocks I've ever built, which is designed by somebody else, but it feels like a Lego set all around. I don't think Lego could do any better than this. So yeah, and apparently I am still missing Barad-dûr, which is correct. So that's going to be an expensive one, including the Minas Tirith that will come out somewhere this year, I think in summer. So we'll have to see, but I'll have to create some more space. So that's probably need to go. Maybe some Star Wars stuff, I'll clean it up and make space for some new Lord of the Rings stuff. I do have Orthanc, but that's a rebricked version. So it's missing like all the stickers, all the minifigures, all the printed pieces, whatever. So that's a bit of a shame. So Lord of the Rings, one of my favorites. Moving on to, yeah, more of a collection of random stuff now. So here below is most of my kids' stuff. They stored their Lego over there. But the roller coaster is mine, and Harry Potter Castle is as well. And then we have the Ninjago Bounty, which is actually my son's, but the Land Bounty is mine, and some other Ninjago stuff over here. But that eventually will need to go to a different location as well, just to make space for a more, coherent collection. Atop of this is some of the older city stuff that I had as well. So that's a gantry crane that I use for my train station. Some of the trains are still here. I need to clean that up. Yeah, this is sort of the messy corner of my collection. There's the castle, which is an amazing set. This is the best castle set ever made, I think. A Zelda set, another one coming out this year, so I'll have to look out for that one as well. I'm not sure I'm going to buy it though, because they're pretty expensive. Here is my winter stuff. Actually, a lot of my winter stuff is in the city because I tried to make a winter version of New York. Only half successful, but you'll have to see that in the next video, I think, for the city. Here's some other old pirate and castle stuff. And the shelves below are mostly empty or just storing some older Technic sets. It's a little bit hard to film here, but yeah, that's it. So here is actually my airport. I've shown it in one of my city videos before. It's actually a replica of Växjö Airport, which is in Sweden. But I might transform it into maybe JFK Airport to make it fit for Lego New York. But until now, it kind of serves as a base for, army stuff and Marvel stuff, and we use it as a, just to play with. It's a nice place to store things, and to house some of our, Star Wars ships and stuff. Moving on, there is some more brick storage over here, and some architecture stuff that doesn't fit onto the shelves. Also, I am working on a custom Nebulon B, which I have been saving parts for I think 5 years. There's some really rare colors and stuff in there. It's a horrible build. So it's not my design. I bought the instructions from Rebrickable, but I'm having trouble being motivated to finish it, but I will at a certain point. And it should exactly fit on one of those shelves. And then we get to the last part of my collection, and that is my Lego minifigure collection. And this is one of the things that I'm really proud of. As of this moment, there is over 2,500 different minifigures in my collection. So that includes all these and all those, but also some of them are in frames over here. And in the entire Lego room, there are these base plates on the wall with the collectible minifigure series on them. Most of it is divided in a few themes. So this is all Star Wars. That's all Star Wars. This is all town and city. So town is basically the older Lego City stuff, the newer Lego City stuff. The same here as well. I've had most of those. This is superheroes. Let's see if I can stay out of my own shadow. Superheroes and Ninjago stuff. Here is some of the older pirates and castle stuff. And then we get to Western, more Ninjago, more Star Wars, Lego Friends. Yes, they do count. More collectible minifigures there in the back. And Lord of the Rings, which I'm trying to complete. And just some random other themes like Chima, Dreams, stuff like this. Just the rest of the collection. And even some Duplo figures, which I have more of on a different place, but they're still played with by the kids, so I just leave them there, and some other collectible stuff. So 2,500 minifigures. My goal is to collect as many to be able to say that I have the largest collection of unique minifigures in the entirety of Sweden, but that's going to take at least another 500 to 1,000 minifigures, so nowhere near my goal, but we're going to get there eventually, I guess. There's a few really unique ones as well. I have them over here. One of them is this black UCS VIP minifigure, which you received if you bought the UCS Millennium Falcon on the day it came out. And this minifigure, I'm not entirely... Finch Dallow, I think is his name. He is, I think, one of the most expensive minifigures in the world. Made out of plastic, at least, not the metal ones. But it was only released for a very short amount of time, and I'm very lucky to have it in my collection. And that brings us back to my workstation, where I design, work, build, you name it. So that's my Lego collection for now. There is more stuff. So I'm one of those people that kind of keeps his boxes, the empty boxes. So those are underneath the tables. They're like stacked into each other. So smaller boxes into medium boxes, medium into large, large into extra large, etc. So there's quite a bit of empty boxes over here. And then there's older sets that are zip bagged. You can even see my older Lego droid army. Underneath the table are more like instructions and bricks and stuff. On the other side, you will find more parts, a large bin with train stuff. So this is just storage, basically. And there is way more of that, but all the older stuff is zip bagged and in boxes and just in an actual storage facility somewhere else. So that is my Lego room at the start of 2026. I'm very curious what your thoughts are. What are your favorite bits from this collection? What are your favorite themes? What would you like to see in this collection? What would you like to see in future videos? Just really curious. Leave a comment and I'll always answer to whatever your thoughts are. For now, thank you for watching, and the next video will probably be one progress video about Lego New York. And for now, thanks, and see you all in the next video.